Connecting with the divine with your eyes closed is meditation. Connecting with the divine with your eyes open is Darshan. Come, let us all now move from meditation to Darshan. Slowly, very slowly, please open your eyes.
நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே ஆறு படைக்கப்பா ஆறு படைக்கப்பா ஓம் ஆறு படைக்கப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே ஆறு படைக்கப்பா அறுபடை சக்தி ஒருமுக நித்தியனின் திருவடியை நாம் காண்போம் நித்யா திருவடியை நாம் காண்போம் நித்தியன் திருவடி கண்டு நோயற்ற வாழ்வினை பெறுவோம் நித்தியன் திருவடி கண்டு நோயற்ற வாழ்வினை பெறுவோம் ஆறு படைக்கப்பா ஓம் ஆறு படைக்கப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே ஆறு படைக்கப்பா ஆறு படைக்கப்பா ஓம் ஆறு படைக்கப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே ஆறு படைக்கப்பா கேட்டால் தருவாய் வந்தால் அருள்வாய் நித்தியபுரி நித்யா நித்யா நித்தியபுரி நித்யா நித்தியன் பாதம் கண்டு சகல செல்வமும் பெறுவோம் நித்தியன் பாதம் கண்டு சகல செல்வமும் பெறுவோம் ஆறு படைக்கப்பா ஓம் ஆறு படைக்கப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே ஆறு படைக்கப்பா ஆறு படைக்கப்பா ஓம் ஆறு படைக்கப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே ஆறு படைக்கப்பா
ஓம் நித்யானந்தேஸ்வர பரமசிவசமாரம்பாம் நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி பரமசிவசக்திமத்யமாம் அஸ்மதாச்சார்யபர்யந்தாம் வந்தே குருபரம்பராம். I welcome you all with my love and respects. I welcome all the dignitaries, very important, yes, statesmen from the various countries, representatives of the various countries for this grand global conclave of an ancient traditional celebration of unity and peace and courage, Thaipusam with Sri Kailasa, uniting nations for indigenous traditions and tribes. We are honored to have Mr. Anthony Kiwonka, Department Minister, representative of Liberia. Thank you for being here. We are honored to have you here, Minister Mr. Anthony Kiwonka from Liberia, Honorable Solomon George, Member of House of Representatives representing Liberia, Mayor Peter Kezola representing Uganda, Honorable Deng Jesus Mading, Parliament Member representing Jangle and Chairperson of South Sudan Young Parliamentarian Caucus, South Sudan. I welcome you. We are honored by your presence. Mr. R.N. Hawker, Director of Migration Investments, representative of Turkey. Mr. Philip P. Reklai, Senator and representative of Palau, President of Reklai Associates. Thank you for being here. Haji Sainul Sarafat, President of Anjuman Zunat-ul Jamaat Association, representative of Trinidad and Tobago. Right Reverend Dr. Joseph, Head of the Lutheran Church Malawi. Datuk Dr. Logabalan Mohan, Deputy Minister of Federal Territories representing Malaysia. Mr. Gurpreet Singh, President of Punjab Organization representing Malaysia. And there's a long list of guests who are here. I sincerely thank every one of you for being here. We are honored by your presence. Thank you once again. And I also welcome all the ambassadors, ministers, representatives of Kailasa, Vidyeshwaras, Ganeshwaras, Lokeshwaras, Astreshwaras. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. We are honored by all of you. Paramashiva's message directly from Kailasa. On this auspicious occasion, celebration, global conclave of an ancient traditional celebration of unity and peace and courage, Thaipusam, organized by Kailasa, Uniting Nations for Indigenous Traditions and Tribes. Message from Paramashiva directly is, let us strengthen the grassroots of our conscious lifestyle to live consciously successful life on planet Earth. Please understand, the worst crisis humanity is going through is largest population ever on the planet Earth feels uprooted. Please understand. Never ever world faced this conscious pandemic. I'm not talking about corona. I'm talking about largest population, more than 70% of the human population feels they are uprooted. They have no roots. Consciously feel their life has no purpose. I tell you, the greatest problem humanity is facing now is not just pandemic, corona, or global warming. All this we can handle too easily if we are consciously strong. If human beings are consciously strong, handling corona, global warming, other problems are too easy. But unfortunately, more than 70% of the humanity, please understand when I am saying these words, 70%, after thorough research, studying the scientific researches, analysis done by multiple universities which are working on various human societies, ethnic cultures. After thoroughly studying all of that, I am making this statement. More than 70% of the humanity feels consciously uprooted. The feeling of belongingness is stolen away. That's one of the fundamental flaw, I should say. The fundamental right to all human beings is feeling conscious belongingness, feeling grounded, feeling fulfilled with their life. Unfortunately, the political ideologies which are extremely exploitative, religious ideologies which are extremist, the militant missionaries and missionary militants, crony capitalism, deadly combination of all these three. Crony capitalism, extremist religious ideologies, and extremely exploitative, oppressive political ideologies and decision makers. The deadly combination of these three has made more than 70% of the human beings consciously uprooted. The biggest problem humanity is facing now is conscious pandemic. Feeling purposeless. The definition of life is not convincing, satisfying. Please understand, 50% of the middle class people are dropping from Regular jobs. Regular jobs are not going to be any more normal lifestyle. The new normal is not going to have a regular clerical, industrial, working population. This is one of the major revolution happening all over the world. Nobody is waking up to it. And 20% of the population just want to move away from the grid. Not just from job. They just don't want the human civilization. They are moving into the forests, remote villages. They don't want all the comforts, luxuries the modern day civilization is providing, because they feel it's a too costly exchange. The 20% do not know the solution, but one thing they became very clear: they don't want the modern civilization anymore. Understand? I am not against science, modern civilization. I am not against any of it. But the crony capitalists, extremist religious ideologies like militant missionaries and missionary militants, and absolute oppressive, sadist, autocratic, power-hungry political decision makers, deadly combination of these three is making people lose their roots. I call this as a conscious pandemic, which is more serious problem than global warming or corona, the global pandemic which we are going through. Please understand, this conscious pandemic of feeling uprooted, feeling displaced, is imploding human society from inside. No amount of painkillers, depression medications, psychiatric drugs is going to help these root problems of humanity. No amount of addiction, illegal drugs is going to help the humanity to find solution. All the decision makers all over the world, if you are a decision maker in the political field, religious field, media, or entertainment field, Hollywood, Bollywood, Gollywood, Sandalwood, or social media influencer, if you are influencing the society in any form, I request all of you sincerely, please wake up to this truth. We are having conscious pandemic all over the world. The only solution is strengthening our indigenous lifestyle consciously. Let's go back to our way of eating. Each part of the world, country, had their way of diet before this multinational company started dumping food-like products in the name of food into our stomach and make our body as their source for income. Understand, a patient cured is a client lost for big pharmas. They are not going to think for your health. It is very open. It's a business for them. So why will they think they are not charitable organization? They are not compassion-centric ideology organization. They are declared for-profit companies. Why don't we wake up? The big pharmas are going to only work for their profit. For them, your body is an income source. Why don't we wake up to the simple truth and drop the blind spot with which we are pushing our life and masses, billions of human beings into irreversible physical, mental, psychological, emotional damages we are collectively causing. Please understand. Crony capitalism in the field of pharma, in the field of food, is not only extremely dangerous, it is causing irreversible damage to the human bodies, minds, physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically. We are living the worst kind of body-mind structure for our next generation. Please understand. In multi-level stealing the conscious indigenous life from the people, whether the indigenous Hindu traditions are stolen away, destroyed from the Hindus living in remote villages of Nepal, India, Malaysia, or the indigenous homegrown family lifestyle of worshipping voodoos, the voodoo traditions being stolen away, robbed, forcibly taken away from the African indigenous tribes. All these are the crimes against humanity. Please understand. Whether a Munishwaran temple is getting demolished in a remote village in Tamil Nadu, or Mariamman temple is getting demolished in a remote village in Malaysia, or the village Hindu tribes getting brainwashed and forcibly getting converted in Nepal, or the indigenous African tribes and traditions is getting wiped off in the name of modernization, and they losing their voodoo traditions and converting losing their conscious roots and being consciously manipulated, bullied, exploited by missionary militants and militant missionaries. All these are causing conscious pandemic for human beings. The deadly combination of these three all over the world is causing chaos. It is time consciously we the people, we the humanity reclaim our indigenous lifestyle traditions consciously. Modernization does not mean getting brainwashed and losing your conscious roots by this deadly combination of crony capitalist autocratic political decision makers extremely misinforming, brainwashing mainstream media and militant missionaries and missionary militant religious political ideologies. Common man follows science, science follows simply obediently the large powerful media and pharma mafia. Even in this global pandemic corona, common man follows science. Common man is controlled by science and science is controlled by big pharmas. Big pharmas have evolved more like a modern day mafia than solution for the problems of humanity. It is time we the people, we the human beings, we the conscious beings wake up and not allow ourselves to get silenced by those powerful forces trying to silence us. We should get back to our conscious roots, our conscious lifestyle, our own conscious introduction about ourselves, the way we deal our body, our mind, our pleasures, our pains, our relationships, the concept of economy, concept of currency, concept of money, concept of social structure. In every level, it is time we get back to our roots consciously, not allow these chronic capitalists and crony capitalists supported militant missionaries and missionary militants. Get to our conscious roots. We are made to eat something food-like product in the name of food, plastic food, which makes us not only sick, alters our body and mind once and for all, to be a client for pharmaceutical industry. Big pharma mafias, and we continue to earn, live just to make big pharmas richer and richer and richer. Patient cured is a client lost is their ideology. And common mass, billions of people are just being treated as the clients, not as patients. Non-violence, conscious coexistence need to enter into all our thought currents, the way of living, in our business decisions, social understandings, the way we influence ourselves and the people around us and the world. Please understand, 70% of the world population is imploding. Consciously feel uprooted, displaced. This conscious pandemic really need to be taken very seriously. Efforts to correct the course correction should start now. Kailasa is all about conscious course correction. We are not interested in who committed the crime. We are only interested in waking up the human beings that the crime has been committed on them and move them away from the sufferings and make them consciously grounded again. Feel fulfilled again. Feel this home, planet Earth, the only home we human beings have. We have some more guests joining. Honorable Jose Miguel Benitez, the Mayor of Guatemala Zone, representing Guatemala. Thank you for being here. All over the world, in the name of globalization, our indigenous roots are consciously getting destroyed. It is time we revive the conscious-centric civilization, conscious-centric lifestyle. conscious centric. Life solutions, we human beings need to revisit all the ideas about what is money, what is currency, what is crime, who should be put in prison, who should be rewarded, awarded, what is science. All these definitions need to be revisited consciously. What is human body? What is human mind? What is human being? What is the meaning of health? What is the definition of consciously feeling fulfilled? What is the definition of peace? What is the definition of love? What is the definition of joy? All this need to be redefined, revisited consciously. At least last 200 years, heavy damage is done. I'm not talking just about India or Sri Lanka, Nepal, Malaysia, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Afghanistan. No, I'm talking about the whole world, Africa. The whole suffering human beings going through in Afghanistan is they accepted the ideology which dictates them, brainwashes them to kill people if they have a different opinions. Instead of handling the logic with the logic, when sword is used to cut the head, if there is an idea in somebody's head and you have better idea, try to share your idea. But just because the other person has different idea in his head, just cutting his head is not going to solve the problem. But unfortunately, when you accept those ideologies, once you start killing anyone, once you complete the killing of the people whom you think as ideologically different outsiders, you start killing within yourself, because the habit of killing by then becomes part of your lifestyle. You can't do anything. You don't know anything else other than either you kill or get killed. The militant missionary ideologies are causing millions of people getting even physically uprooted, making them refugees. And then missionary militants, conversion, religious conversion, for the sake of political motives, the mass conversion is terrorism. We human beings need to know a individual for the sake of conscious reason changing his ideologies due to conscious evolution is absolutely okay. That's a freedom. But mass conversion with a political ideology heavily funded externally is a terrorism. It's a violence. Just like gun terrorism, gun violence, humanity should wake up and realize conversion terrorism and conversion violence. Gun violence kills only in thousands. Conversion violence kills in millions. We Hindus, who are the victims of militant missionaries and missionary militants, have to wake up to tell the truth to the world. We need to start somewhere. We should make the world understand. Stop this consciously uprooting people. By terrorizing us with the militant missionaries, missionary militants, and
நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே ஆறு படைக்கப்பா, ஆறு படைக்கப்பா, ஓம் ஆறு படைக்கப்பா. நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே ஆறு படைக்கப்பா. அறுபடை சக்தி ஒரு முக நித்தியனின் திருவடியை நாம் காண்போம். நித்யா திருவடியை நாம் காண்போம். நித்தியன் திருவடி கண்டு நோயற்ற வாழ்வினை பெறுவோம். நித்தியன் திருவடி கண்டு நோயற்ற வாழ்வினை பெறுவோம். ஆறு படைக்கப்பா, ஓம் ஆறு.
we human beings need to reclaim our conscious centric indigenous lifestyles. We should free ourselves from currency centric, profit motivated profit-centering, food, drink, food, medicine, life, in the name of psychology, psychiatry, and in the name of mental health, and the false ideas about the currency being taught to us, false ideas about wealth being taught to us, the false ideas about religion, life being taught to us. Let's free ourselves from all this and consciously get back to our indigenous traditions, our
மலையே ஆறுபடை தப்பா கேட்டால் தருவாய் வந்தால் அருள்வாய் நித்யபுரி நித்யா நித்யா நித்யபுரி நித்யா நித்யன் பாதம் கண்டு சகல செல்வமும் பெறுவோம் நித்யன் பாதம் கண்டு சகல செல்வமும் பெறுவோம் ஆறுபடை தப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடை தப்பா நித்யன் வாழும் நித்யபுரி மலையே ஆறுபடை தப்பா ஆறுபடை தப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடை தப்பா நித்யன் வாழும் நித்யபுரி மலையே ஆறுபடை தப்பா
My sincere request to all the decision makers, social influencers who are here. Let's wake up to this conscious pandemic humanity is going through. Let's start now. Let's do something now. Let's get back to food style, lifestyle, medicines, everything our ancestors gave us consciously. Understand? In that conscious lifestyle, if we need to do some evolution, let us evolve consciously in that very lifestyle and stop discarding that whole conscious lifestyle of our indigenous traditions. Conscious indigenous traditions and the conscious lifestyle is the solution for all the conscious pandemic human beings are going through all over the world. Thank you for being here. Maybe in further satsangs, I'll reveal more and more the solution from conscious enlightened civilization, ancient civilization. Of the humanity, Hindu tradition. Kailasa is all about reviving the ancient, enlightened, conscious-centric, indigenous traditions. Hinduism is just nothing but the collection of around 10,000 indigenous traditions, indigenous lifestyles. We are not like modern day organized religions. We are not enforced cookie cutter solutions. We see human beings as conscious beings, not as source for money, not as source for power, not as source for anything. We see human beings as conscious living beings. Non-violence is the foundation of Hinduism and the foundation of Kailasa's constitution. Let's get back to our conscious indigenous traditions, liberate ourselves from this huge conscious pandemic and help the humanity to free themselves from this conscious pandemic. That's all is my request to all the decision makers who are here from various walks of life. Thank you all. With this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhatvaita Saivam Paramadvaitam. The state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness, and Kailasa, Maha Kailasa of Paramashiva, Paramashivoham, Om Nityananda Paramashivoham, the eternal bliss Nityananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
ஓம் ஆறுபடை அப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே ஆறுபடை அப்பா ஆறுபடை அப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடை அப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே ஆறுபடை அப்பா அறுபடை சக்தியின் ஒருமுக நித்தியனின் திருவடியை நாம் காண்போம் நித்யா திருவடியை நாம் காண்போம் நித்தியன் திருவடி கண்டு நோயற்ற வாழ்வினை பெறுவோம் நித்தியன் திருவடி கண்டு நோயற்ற வாழ்வினை பெறுவோம் ஆறுபடை அப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடை அப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே ஆறுபடை அப்பா ஆறுபடை அப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடை அப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே ஆறுபடை அப்பா
Stand. Be a conscious woman or man. Be conscious being. Shrink the time through conscious will persistence. Make the future into present by being ferocious with yourself. The moment you decide, your
Dear esteemed guests and viewers worldwide, on behalf of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and the sovereign state of Sri Kailasa, we thank each and every one of you for taking your valuable time in joining the global conclave of an ancient traditional celebration of unity, peace, courage, Thaipusam, with Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for Indigenous Traditions and Tribes. We are pleased and honored to invite you next to Kailasa's webinar on the groundbreaking revelation on the mysteries of the universe on January 22nd at 7:30 a.m. IST or 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Kailasa's Kalpataru, the Manifest Your Reality program on January 22nd is also happening at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The program is being hosted by the Kailasa, Los Angeles. Our next event is being organized and hosted by Kailasa, Canada on the occasion of Tamil Heritage Month on January 29 from 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, or that is 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. On March 1st, Kailasa and Hindus worldwide will be celebrating Mahaparamashivratri. On this occasion, Kailasa Uniting Nations for Global Peace and Conflict Resolution is inviting you all to the grand auspicious Mahaparamashivratri celebrations. On this auspicious night of Mahaparamashivratri, an explosion of superconsciousness energy happens on planet Earth to remove the darkness of ignorance and give enlightenment to the whole cosmos, to the humanity, creating a more peaceful, blissful, and united world. We cordially invite you to join us on March 1st from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 12:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And finally, we have, after 3 years, the most awaited program, Paramashivoham Level 3, to manifest the deeper experience of the 25 states of consciousness, the vertical time zones, and power manifestation. The 21-day intense program will start on February 19 and continue till March 11. Please visit the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's official Facebook page to register for the upcoming programs. Once again, thank you all for joining us. We extend our heartfelt gratitude and our best wishes to all of you for a peaceful and prosperous year. Thank you, Nityanandam.
Time itself is nothing but your decision to struggle with the same rut. Your decision to struggle with the same rut is time, Kala. Your decision to swallow time is Kala Bhairava.